Good morning, boys and girls. For writing today, we are learning to write about what has happened in the book Clever Crow. And here's our success criteria for today. So to make sure that I'm successful in my writing, I can write about the beginning, middle, and end of the story. I can use key parts of the story. I can reread my writing so that it makes sense. And I can use correct punctuation. And this is where I've written some reminders. I can use full stops at the end of sentences, capital letters, speech marks, and exclamation marks. Okay, so the first part of our writing today is that we're going to draw to help us think about what has happened in the story. So to save some time, I've drawn the clever crow with the turtle egg in its mouth. Now I'm going to brainstorm some key words because that's part of my success criteria to help me write what has happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the story. First off, I'm going to write the word clever crow. Next one I'm going to write is the turtle egg, and I'll put it right next to the turtle egg to remind me. Now these words are all part of the story. I know that the crow was hungry, so that's another word I'm going to write. And he was searching for food, and that's where he found the turtle egg. So I'm going to put that keyword search and make sure I include that in my writing. The next part, he saw people at a ceremony. So I'm going to include those two words, people and ceremony. And that's where they were cooking the turtle egg. Along in the story, the crow has come across a kookaburra. So I'm going to write that keyword as well. He also came across a wallaby, so that's where I'm going to write wallaby. Old man fishing, so I'm going to include those three words, old man fishing. Old man, and I'm going to put fishing at the bottom. And then I'm going to put the keywords flew away, because at the end of the story, I know that the crow, or the clever crow, flew away with the turtle egg. So I'm going to put it right here. So here's my brainstorm, boys and girls. So this is going to help me write what has happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Okay, so you would have a similar template in your booklet that you are working on, and this is what we're going to be doing our writing today. I have my brainstorm next to me to make sure that I include those keywords, and I have the success criteria at the top, so it reminds me how I can be successful with our writing today. So when I go back to my template, I know that the title of the book is The Clever Crow, and I've written Clever Crow in my brainstorm, so that's what I'm going to write here. Awesome. So let's start with the beginning of the story. I know that there was a crow and he was very hungry and he was searching for food. And I know that I have the word search in my brainstorm. And he was searching the trees and the grass, but couldn't find any. Then the crow saw some people at a ceremony cooking a turtle egg. So that's what I'm going to be writing at the beginning part of the story. Now, if I go back to my success criteria, I need to make sure that I'm writing the beginning part first. I'm including the key parts. When I finish my writing, I will reread it to make sure that it makes sense. And I'm making sure that I've got all of these, so capital letters and full stops. And if someone is speaking, I use speech marks. Okay, so I started my first part of my sentence and I made sure I've got a capital letter. There was a hungry crow, and I've used a full stop because I finished that sentence. I'm going to use the word search. But when I'm putting in a sentence, I was going to write he was searching. So how can I write that word? Well, if I look over here, I've got the word search, and I know that the chunk, ing, makes the ing sound. So that's what I'm going to write. He was searching for food. And then he flew and he was come across people at a ceremony. So that's what I'm going to write. The crow saw people at a ceremony cooking. There's that ing chunk again. And I'm going to make sure I've got turtle egg. So, I know that in my success criteria, I need to reread my writing so that it makes sense. So let's have a go. There was a hungry crow. He was searching for food. The crow saw people at a ceremony cooking a turtle egg. That makes sense. Now I need to make sure that I include my correct punctuation, so capital letters and full stops. So at the beginning of a sentence, I can see a capital letter. At the end of my sentence, I can see a full stop. When I restart another sentence, I have another capital letter. That's great. So we are already being successful. Okay, the next part of the story is writing the middle. So what happened in the middle? This is where the crow took the egg from the ceremony and he flew away. Then he came across a kookaburra. Now, I'm not sure how to spell kookaburra, but I know that I've put that in my brainstorm, so that's going to help me include that in my writing. So, how will I start my sentence? Let's think about the story again. Oh, that's right. So the crow saw the turtle egg and took it. And I've used an exclamation mark, and I know that was a reminder to use that in my success criteria as well. He took it. He flew past I wonder if you remember, kookaburra. And dropped it into the pouch of, a wallaby. And I've made sure I've included the word wallaby here as well. Full stop. I'm thinking about the story again, that the wallaby lied down onto the riverbank and the egg rolled out of the pouch into the river. So I'm going to write that now. The egg rolled out of the pouch into Sorry, if you make a mistake, boys and girls, that's okay. Just put a line through it. The river. And full stop at the end of my sentence. Let's reread it. Saw the turtle egg and took it. Well, what do I need to do to fix it? What makes sense? The crow. So I forgot the word the crow. So lucky I went back to reread my writing, and that's where I can put it right at the top. Let's read my sentence now. The crow saw the turtle egg and took it. That's better. He flew past a kookaburra and dropped it into a pouch of a wallaby. The egg rolled out of the pouch into the river. And I made sure I still continue to use full stops at the end of my sentences and capital letters. So far we are being very successful because we are making sure that we include correct punctuation, rereading our writing, using the key parts, and we're writing the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Okay, so we are up to writing the end of the book. And I remember when I was reading that book on Storybox that there was an old man who was fishing and he found the turtle egg. And if I go back to my brainstorm, I remember writing those three words, old man and fishing. So I'm going to make sure I include that in when I write the end part of the story. So I'm going to start with a capital letter again. An old man was fishing and found the turtle egg. Full stop. I know that the old man took it back to the people at the ceremony, and I wrote that back on my brainstorm, but I also wrote it in my story, so I can go back and use that to help me. The old man took the egg to the people at the ceremony. I know that the crow was following the egg, and that's when he flew down again, took the egg, and then flew away. And that's where I conclude that word, those two words, flew away. The crow saw the egg and took it and flew away. So there you go, boys and girls. We have written the beginning, middle, and end part of the story. I've reread my writing to make sure it makes sense, used correct punctuation, and I used the keywords. So I think we were very successful today. Happy writing!